Okay. All right. I am live again. We are live. Okay. Hey, Corey, J10, good to see you. Sorry, guys. I had some internet issues there in the start. You see me go live and then get cut off. And yeah, it just goes to show what type of day it's turning out to be. Uh, anyway, yeah. Hopefully, I can make this a good prayer meeting because guys, I'm in the dumps today. About last night, I'm trying to hide it from my wife. I can't do it. But you know, anyway, uh, enough of that. I might show you a video about how I feel about that, and then I might, as we go through the message and everything, I might be a little all over the place. Okay, um, because I do value relationships, and I value it from friendship all the way to my relationship with God. And the top relationships I have is my relationship with my wife and my relationship with God. But I do value my other relationships with friends and family, and I take it serious, which relationships should be taken serious. Um, you know, but this message I had prepared it before. This message is not reflected on what happened last night, what I'm going through, and stuff like that. This has to do with stuff I've gone through in life, and stuff that we all go through. And these Bible verses, you know, they really reflect what we need to do for our lives. The Bible applies to us just as much as it did people back in the day. Back in ancient times, when Jesus walked the earth and before then, the Bible applies then and it applies now. Um, God never changed. God never, God is still the God he was, when he created the earth till the end. God is God, right? And the Bible applies to those of us living today as it did to those in the past and those coming in the future. God's word does not change. God does not change. We change as man because we think, it's great to be progressive and go a certain way and do different things, but God never changes. And really, we shouldn't. We should obey God's word and live according to what God says, his word, the Bible. The Bible is a guidebook. When I read this has a lot to do with me. It has a lot to do with you. It applies to all of us. Okay. Some of the stuff people did, sins in the past, or, good things men have done, it applies to today. A lot of the stuff people went through back in the day, we go through to today. We face a lot of the same things. Um, and I want to, and that's why I picked this message today. I want to read Matthew 7:24 to 27 about building your house upon the rock. Okay. And that's what we need to do whenever we build, whenever we start something, especially relationships. We should build it upon the rock. When we say vetting, that's building upon the rock. That's making sure there's a solid foundation. But anyway, I'm going to show you this short video I made. And this is after the one I went live. Kind of caught up in my mindset here. And a little bit talk about my feelings, what happened last night. And what happened last night ain't something new that I'm going through. This has happened before. Not just YouTube, just in life general. I'll show you this, and while I'm showing you this, that way I could get my verses together and get ready for the message. But before we start, let's pray. I want to say a prayer real quick, and then we'll do one at the end of the show. If you would just pray with me. Lord, please help us deal with things we're dealing with on a daily basis. Lord, help us through this. Lord, and I pray that this message reaches all of us, Lord. And I pray that you help us um, build upon the rock when it comes to relationship. And of course, Lord, yours is the most important relationship we have. But I pray that you give us the strength to build upon the rock our relationships when it comes to family, friends, and those around us, that we can have a good, solid relationship, a relationship of strength, of love, a relationship of looking out for each other, and not knocking people down, but lifting people up. Lord, help us to get to that, to where we need to be, uplifting people, lifting them up, making them shine, not knocking them down, not pointing the finger for what they may have done, but letting them know that they could be better, that we can help them bring out the best they have to offer, Lord, and to live their best life. And Lord, I pray that this prayer meeting is a blessing today, Lord. And God, please help me. I'm not in the right mindset to be doing this today, but I feel I need to. I feel I need to talk about this, Lord. And please bless today. Today's a special day, Mother's Day, Lord. Please put your hand upon the mothers, all around the country and the world, and give them the strength to continue to show love for their children, Lord, like they've been doing, Lord. And I pray that you uplift each and every one of us in our families, Lord, and please bless us today and give us the strength to not be ashamed of you, Lord, to make sure, even though we have relationships that fail, that we uphold the relationship with you, Lord. That is the most important. And we do pray that you help us build great relationships within each other too, within our marriages, our families, our communities. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Okay. All right. Hey, how's everybody doing? But yeah, I want to strengthen relationships. I want to get to a place where I could build relationships on the rock. And I have relationships like that. I have, my wife, she's always there for me. We built our marriage on the rock. We knew what we wanted. We did it. We went the right way about it. Was it perfect? No, it wasn't. But we loved each other more than our problems, and we got through it. Um, and I think we should focus that on our friendships too. We need to build up each other. We don't need to knock each other down. We don't. I'm seeing too much of that, and it's taking a toll on other people. It's taking a toll on me too, and it's got people mad at me and mad at everybody. And I'm trying to figure this out. Um, I'm just dumbfounded right now. But I made this video after I made, you know, a reaction video about last night. And this is just my mindset. This is just my feelings at the time, guys. I'm not pointing blame at nobody. Okay, this is just how I feel. And I want to share this video. And let me go ahead and put it up here. Okay, and this is me. I'm kind of distraught from this. This is after I went live. And I'm kind of staring in space, down in the dumps. That's just my mindset right now. But I'll go ahead and play this. Hey guys, how's everything going? I'm just making this little video for the prayer meeting. Something I'm going through today. This might not be the happiest prayer meeting that I've done. Right now, I'm just in a bad mindset. Right now, I'm in the dumps because of what happened last night on the live stream. I thought it was going well until we hit some bumps. Some things were said, and some people took it hard. And, I've been caught in the middle, and right now I'm just down about it. I've had some people I was close to, a couple people that I thought we were so close as friends, just walk away from me like, that's it. And when I talk about relationships, I take relationships serious. I do. Of course, my marriage, the biggest relationship I'm in, the most important, other than my relationship with God, right? Those are the important relationships, my relationship with God and my relationship with my wife. But I take all relationships serious. My relationships with other people, my friendships I have, the relationships I have with family, I take very seriously. And right now, I'm caught up in a bad mindset, and I'm trying to push it out. I really am, because I'm trying to focus on Mother's Day, my wife, my daughter, my grandkids. And sad to say that because of other relationships I have that I value also, I'm in the dumps today. And, you know, I mean, friends come and go. And it's amazing how people can have your back one day and kick you to the curb the next day. I can't do that. I value friendship. I value relationships I have with other people. I do. Even if it's somebody I met online on YouTube, I value that. That means something. We're dealing with people. People have a heart and soul. And I think we lose concept of that because of something somebody said and somebody took it the other way, and we're caught up in this craziness. And I'm telling you, I'm down in the dumps about it. I try to analyze it and see how I could have fixed it or made it better, how to avoid it next time. I do that. But the one thing is, friendships come and go. And you really, when turmoil hits, you really find out who really loves you. You really find out who's got your back. You really find out who your friends are. You really do. And sometimes with people, if you can't offer them nothing anymore, your friendship disappears. And I'm sad to say I'm going through that. Today's probably not going to be a good day. I got to cling to my wife and get my head straight. And I spent several hours talking to my wife today, and just hugging her and telling her how much I love her, how much I appreciate her. And maybe I need to go through this friendship hurt to understand how important my wife and family is, how beautiful I have it, how much I really have, how much I'm really blessed. See, sometimes we miss the blessings because of hurt we get from others. I'm focused on, what happened last night on YouTube. I'm focused on who unsubscribed to me because they're upset. And I'm losing sight on what I really have. I have a good wife. I have good kids. And sometimes we need to focus on the friendships, the relationships we got that are built on the rock. And that's where we need to form our friendships, our relationships, build it on the rock. Because you know what? When the tide comes in, and that doubt comes in, and the hateful comments, and the trolling, and the people that don't want to see you succeed come rolling in, your house is on the rock. It's not going to be destroyed. It's still going to be standing. But it's built on the sand, it's gone. Just like friendships I've had because of something that's said on a YouTube stream. Now I'm no longer a friend. It's crazy how people can just discard you like you're trash. It's crazy how people can take something that's said, even if you didn't say it, and not have nothing to do with you anymore. I find that crazy. I don't understand that. I've got friends to this day that have done me wrong in the past. That's how much I value friendship. Now, I don't let them come around and keep doing me wrong, but I still have love for them. And maybe my heart's too big for my own good. That's what my father always said. Son, your heart's too big for your own good. Son, you got so big of a heart. You need to be careful, son. My father's right. when I have a friend, that means something to me. When I have a relationship with you, it means a lot. And relationships are the most important thing in life, I believe. All the way from down, all the way from a friend I have to my wife, to my relationship with God. That's valuable. And for people that can just disregard relationships like that, and yeah, people do disregard relationships with God, their spouses, their friends, their family. They do it all the time. Me, I can't. I can't. Right now, I'm in a funk. I'm down in the dumps. I hope this prayer meeting goes along. I hope it goes okay. I hope I'm able to do what I need to do. I hope I hope people get something out of it. But the human side's coming down. The hurt is coming in. And I'll be rethinking this thing all day. And I'm gonna be down. I can't lie. I can't just push it aside and move on. I don't. I value relationships too much to do that. I just can't. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this prayer meeting. And God bless you. And thank you for standing by me. And, I value that more than you'll ever know. And I'm going to continue on with this YouTube. It's a roller coaster. I'm going to be hurt again in the future. I'm going to be on top, happy, and embracing my friends and, people on the channel. It'll happen again. It comes and goes. But I think we need to build our lives on that rock. I think we need to build our friendships on that rock, that foundation. Don't build that house in the sand. It'll just be destroyed. But anyway, guys, I'll see you at the prayer meeting. God bless you and your families. Okay, so let me go ahead and come on here. That was just a video of how I'm feeling. And honestly, I do take friendship serious. And and when I was, sometimes I'll talk that out, like that video. And as I was telling how I felt, I got a glimpse, and I'm thinking, wow, I'm worried about YouTube. Somebody unsubscribed because they had hurt feelings, and I'm sorry about that. I don't want nobody to have hurt feelings, but and I do value friendships, and there's a couple people that are hurt by me that I'm close to, so that's taken a toll. But when I see the real picture, I'm blessed way beyond the YouTube thing. It is a hobby I like. I do love it. But when I look at my wife and my family, I'm like, wow, you know what? I could get through this. And sometimes when you talk it out, with yourself, and I do that, maybe that's weird. I kind of come to the conclusion, like, you know what? It's one of life's roller coasters. And yeah, it does hurt me because I do value friendship. I do, most definitely. And YouTube, sometimes we butt heads. And I've had issues with other people on YouTube. And you guys will never know who it is or what's going on because I keep it private out of respect. But sometimes it goes there. And I hate when it goes there. I hate being at each other's throats. And what hurt me most about last night is the ladies going in on each other. That hurt the most. And what really hurts is I can't fix it. I don't even know what to do, honestly. And I am down in the dumps because a friendship is a relationship, and we should value all relationships, regardless. And yeah, my marriage is more important than a friendship, with another person, but that's still valuable. Friendships are valuable, right? But anyway, I got these Bible verses I want to talk about. And it's in Matthew. I'm going to read it out on my phone because it's easier. Matthew 7:24 through 27. I was reading these scriptures and I thought that would be good for the message today. And like I said, I thought about this way before last night. I've been planning to do a message on this because this applies to all of us, regardless of our racial makeup or where we come from or what economic status we have. It applies to all. And in Matthew 7:24 through 27 through verse 27, I want to read this. And it says, "Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken unto him a wise man, which build his house upon a rock." Okay, and what this verse is saying, that God says, "I will liken unto a wise man that builds his house on a rock." It's wise. It makes sense. A rock is a good foundation. It's solid. It won't be moved. A wise man will build his house on the rock, right? And then it says in verse 25, "And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon the rock." Or upon a rock, sorry. So it's wise to build your house on a rock. Think about it. Your life is that house. How do you want to build it? It starts with the foundation. And when we talk about marriage, marriage is the foundation of the family, right? A man and woman coming together. You need to make sure it's built up upon the rock. You need to make sure it's not built on the sand. Okay? It's nice to have a house on the beach, but that sand is soft and shifty, right? It's not a good foundation. Even though it looks attractive, looks beautiful. Okay? You need to build that house on that rock. That way, when the rains and floods come, your house will still be standing. Okay? And then verse 26, it says, "For everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man which built his house upon the sand." Okay, it's pretty stupid to build your house in sand, right? It's not solid. It's shifty. Your house can be moved. Okay, that's a foolish man. The wise man builds his house on the rock. Foolish man in the sand. Think about our relationships. A lot of times we build it on the sand. It's on the beach. It's beautiful beachfront house, right? A beach house. That's your relationship. She looks beautiful. She's attractive. Oh my God, she's everything. But what's in her heart? Same thing with ladies with men. He's attractive to you. He excites you. Good looking, right? What's in his heart? Is it built on the sand or the rock? How are you going to build that relationship? And that's where we come in with vetting, right? We can apply these verses to that. Okay. All right. In verse 27, and the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon the house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. All right. It's basic, right? Common sense. And what the Lord's telling us is it's wise for a man to build his house upon the rock, right? Solid foundation. So when the storms come through, it will still be standing. It will not be destroyed. Our relationships need to be built upon the rock. Okay, not just because, hey, it's great dating you. It's great having you as a friend. It's all fun. But is it built on the rock? If you're in a marriage, is it built on the rock? Is he or she attractive? And is that all we're looking at? Like I said, that beach house looks beautiful, right? Wait till the tide rolls in, washes that beautiful house away. Then you got nothing. But you build it upon the rock, you got stability. You got something that lasts. And building it on the rock, it might not be as beautiful as right on the beach. But guess what? It'll last. It'll still be there today, tomorrow, in the future. Because you built your house upon the rock. You built that relationship upon the rock. You married her not just because you're attracted to her, but because she has character. She has a big heart. She has true love for you. She supports you. She's there for you. Ladies, same thing. You built upon the rock. When he asked your hand in marriage, you vetted him. He provides for you, takes care of you and the children, right? And your marriage lasts because you built it upon the rock. But if you just jumped in because they're attractive and it's fun and it's great, but you never got to know the person, you just got to know their beauty, how attractive they are. You never got to see the inside. You bought that house because it looked beautiful from the inside and never walked in. How foolish would that be to buy a house? Oh, yeah, I'll take that house. It looks very beautiful. And you never go inside and see what's inside. You never see, the foundation. You never see how it looks inside. You never see how the bedrooms are and how it will fit you and your family. That would be foolish, right? That's what we do with our relationships. Hey, it's great. She's beautiful. He's great. And we buy without going inside. We buy that beach house because it's beautiful, right on the beach, but it's built on sand. That other house might not be as attractive, but it's solid. It'll be there tomorrow for you. It'll be there next day. You'll have a home, not just a beautiful house temporarily. And that's our relationships today. They're beautiful, but they're temporary. Think about it. And this applies kind of what happened last night. And we need to be solid in our foundation. We need to forgive others because our feelings are hurt. We don't just cast out people because our feelings are hurt. We don't just give them one strike and you're done. We forgive. And understand what they're going through, be in their shoes. A lot of times we don't do that. We just think about ourselves. Oh, I'm hurt. Oh, you said that. I'm done. How dare you let that happen? And then what? Then you go to the next relationship. Someone hurts you again. You're done. Guess what? You start hurting people. It's a bad chain reaction. And you know what? When we go through our lives, and YouTube's YouTube, okay? I try to put that behind me, but I value YouTube friendship too. I value people I talk. Hey, you know what? We need the, and I don't think it's wrong or an accident. I think we need to value any relationship we have, even if it is a YouTube, hey online, hey, how are you doing type thing, because we're people. Society would be a lot better if we valued relationships, if we build relationships upon a rock and want to be in that relationship, not because of what he or she can do for you, but because you actually have love and respect for that person. That's what we need to do. Build it upon the rock. Let me tell you something. Thinking about last night, yeah, it hurt. Oh, most definitely. I had some people come in on me. Yeah, that hurt. Oh, most definitely. But you know what? And I felt I didn't do nothing wrong, really. I'm not saying I don't do things wrong. I have in the past, but somehow I feel I'm caught in the middle, and I'm like dazed and confused. I've been blindsided, and maybe I did do something wrong I don't see, and hopefully God brings that to light and shows it to me. But here's the thing. One thing last night showed me, and I'm starting to see the blessings of it. You know why? Not only you know who your real friends are, but check this out. It's starting to make me realize today of me being down in the dumps, feeling sorry for myself, you might say, to realizing, you know what I really have? I got a wife that loves me. I got kids that love me. I got grandkids that love me. I got a pretty good life. And you know what? Maybe I need to be, punched in the face every now and then, knocked to the dirt and say, you know what? And maybe that's God's way of saying, look, I got it. You love that YouTube thing, but see what you really got. See what's really out there that's valuable. And the YouTube is valuable. Don't get me wrong. But sometimes we need to be, knocked down to see what we really got. And you know what? We have to make sure we realize that. Realize what we have built upon that rock. And don't take nothing for granted. Because you know what? There is our time on earth. We don't know how much time we got, right? The Kevin Samuels thing, it shocked me. He didn't look like he was unhealthy. But it happened, right? That should go to show that it could happen to any of us. There have been world-class athletes that have dropped dead from a heart attack. I'm talking world-class athletes, the best of the best shape. And it's gone in a heartbeat. So if it can happen to them, it can happen to any one of us at any time. So embrace what you got. Embrace the friendships. Embrace your family. Embrace your marriage. And if you're not in a marriage and you want to be, you need to pray to God that he'll bring that to you. Because yes, Erlinda, life is like a vapor. It tells us that in the Bible. And if we don't stop building relationships on the sand and we start building them on the rock, we need to start doing that. Life's too short. Okay? How long does a person live? We say if someone gets to 100, it's amazing. It's a huge achievement. Most people won't make it. Right now, I'm 52 years old. More than half of my life is gone right now. That's if I live to be 100. More than half of my life's gone. So let that sink in. So I don't have much time here. I don't really, if you really think about it. So start building upon the rock. And I'm talking relationships. I'm talking employment. I'm talking your character. I'm talking about how you pay your bills, how you structure your life. Build it upon the rock, not the sand. And you'll be blessed for it. And I like that verse. That applies to each and every one of us. There's nobody in the chat it don't apply to. There's no one on YouTube it don't apply to. There's no one in the world this don't apply to. Seriously. It applies to all of us. And hey, we can step back. The YouTube thing, you know what? Hey, it happens. Okay? And my thing is the hurt feelings. And there's a couple people that sent me some hurt feelings. And here's the thing. Let's take a breath. Let's stand back. And let's forgive each other. And let's come back together as friends. Let's come back together as the family that we are. Let's do that. Let's embrace each other. Let's forgive each other for our faults. Someone might have said something hurtful about somebody and you didn't like it. Let's forgive them for that. And those that say those hurtful things, let's ask for forgiveness. And let's move on. Let's move forward. And anyway, I just wanted to share that. Yeah, last night was a debacle. We had them before. It's part of life. It's a learning experience too. We need to be, take things in and don't let people are going to say the most horrible things. Don't let that get to you. You know who you are. You know that you have worth. You know that God created you and created you for who you are, and you're special and you mean something. Each and every one of us has a purpose. Now, are we going to fulfill that purpose that God wants from us? Are we going to take that free will that God gives us and do whatever we want? It's our choice, right? But you know, we do treat each other bad. We really do. And we don't value friendships and relationships. And it blows my mind how people can walk away from a friendship, right? But this is what really disturbs me is how people in our society can walk away from family, can walk away from marriages. There are parents out there that walk away from their kids, men and women. We need some healing in our country. We need some healing, well, in the world. And your community today needs healing. You as a person need healing. I need healing. Truth be told, we're a bunch of crazy people. We really are. We're kind of maniacs out here, But God loves us. And you know what? We have a purpose, each and every one of us. And we need to start embracing each other, start having love for each other, so we can get through craziness like what happened last night. So we can see each other say, you know what? Okay, they said that. That don't apply to me. I'm not part of that. And you know what? My friends on the panel are not part of that either. So I'm not going to go in on them for what one says. And you know what? And that's right. Nobody's perfect. I've said all kinds of horrible stuff to people. You know what? If you look at my life, you know what? If I showed a video of my life and the stuff I've done, I would never return to YouTube again. I got a treasure trove of mistakes. I got a treasure trove of bad decisions. I got a treasure trove of stupidity. And I'm being honest. But you know what? There is a God and he loves me. There is a God and he forgives me. And there is Jesus that forgive me for all the treasure troves of crap and stupidity I have. He forgave all that. Every sin I committed, he forgave. He laid down his life for me and for you. The treasure troves of mistakes you guys have too, he forgave you for that. He forgave. Not because we deserve it, but because he loves us. That is the greatest relationship forever. The relationship with God is one that you will always have. God will never stop loving you. He will never turn his back on you. He will always be there for you. In times of pain and times of joy, good and bad, he's there for you. When others will discard you, when others will throw you by the wayside, the Lord is there for you. That's one friendship. That is the greatest friendship of all time. That is the greatest relationship of all time. And I think about that and I'm just like, wow. But I want to reflect on that today. I want to think about the blessings we do have. I really don't want to think about YouTube too much. I do value it. I'm going to continue to do it. I'm too caught up in this. I love this too much. But I want today to be a day we focus on Mother's Day, a day we focus on family, a day we can go and say, Mom, you know what? I love you. And let me do something for you today. Let me take you out to eat. Let me show you I love you. Let's make it about that. And let's tell our children, and ladies, tell your husbands how much you love them too. The relationships we're in, let's tell those people we love them. Let's show genuine love for them. Let's make this a special day, a day of love, a day of healing, a day of forgiveness. And I'm telling you, my email's open. And even though some that have sent me, hey, I still love you. You could talk to me. I understand. Emotions get caught up. We all get caught up in it. I don't hold grudges with that. I don't. I understand we're human. I get mad too. I get edgy. Um, and ladies, you're coming from a place of hurt. I get it. And I don't want to cast aside your friendship. And I pray to God you don't cast aside mine. I know there's some people that are going to kick us to the curb. That's just life. But the more we can hold on to, the better off we are, I think. The more we value our relationships, the better off we are and the people we have the relationship in. You know, um, we get caught in our feelings. I know I sure did. That got to me. It did. It hurt. I'm gonna be honest. But you know what? Talking about it, that little live I did this morning in this prayer meeting, that helps. And I think this has shown me that, you know what? Relationships are important. Relationships aren't something you can just turn on and turn off. Because if you can, that was never a relationship anyway. Someone was being used in that setup there. Our true relationship, you can't just break away. You have true love for that person. Whether it's your friend at work, whether it's your cousin, whether it's your wife or husband, you can't just walk away from it. God didn't create relationships so we can just discard them and go to the next one, right? And if we have a true relationship with God, we would value all relationships. I think so. You know? But anyway, guys, I love you guys. I'm going to I'll put the link if you want to come up. You can. If not, that's fine. Also, I always say at every prayer meeting, I put the link because sometimes God puts something on your heart you want to say, or a prayer you just want to tell people about, or something that happened in your life, or a testimony you have. Sometimes people feel the urge to, share that. I remember being in church, people were giving testimonies, and I was like, oh man, I got to talk about this. I got to share this. And by the time I got the courage to go up there, it was over. But later on, I did get to give my testimony, and it touched some people. And that's what I want to leave open for you guys. If you have something you want to say, or you just want to say hi and say, hey, can I say a prayer for everybody? It's all open. We're anything talking about God and love. Hey, I want to put that out there, guys. And I'll put the link up for a little bit. Most of the time, people don't come up; they just want to listen, and that's fine. But there are times people have told me in the past, "Hey, you didn't drop the link. I really wanted to share this." So that's why I do this. That's why I share the link in case somebody does want to come up. It's there for you. And today I'm going to be doing some reaching out to friends that I've bumped heads with. I think I need to do that. I think we all should do that. Either to apologize or just forgive. And you can forgive somebody without telling them, hey, I forgive you. Just giving them another chance and being nice to them. And I'm not saying let people walk over you if they do you wrong. That's not what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is you forgive what they've done to you and you move on. Okay? You're not asking for anything for that. You just let it go. You move on. You let it go. You forgive. Now, if you've done somebody wrong, what you should do is ask for forgiveness. And you should give back what you've taken from them with a little extra. You should do that. Make it right. Um, but that's my message today. And guys, I would say if YouTube triggers you, maybe stay away from it or watch in the distance. I'm sorry there are people that have bad thoughts. I'm sorry that there are people that say the wrong things. I really am. But they're there. People got their own opinions. And opinions, don't let opinions dictate your life. All it is an opinion. You know, just remember God created you the way he wanted you to be. It says man's created in God's image, right? He created us in God's image. That means black, white, red, yellow, black and white. Remember, you'd be in Sunday school, you'd sing that song, red and yellow, black and white. Hey, that's it. God created us all. And God loves us all. We're created in God's image. And when he says man, he means all men. Okay? Uh, so keep that in mind. Yeah, we could all write a book about trials and tribulation. Yeah. I mean, I could. Guys, I found that being a Christian to me, and it's following Christ, it's being Christ-like, yes. But you know what it really means to me? What how I feel in my heart being a Christian is it's number one, sharing the gospel of Jesus to everybody so they can be born again, so they can go to paradise when they no longer walk the earth. You know, that's number one. Number two, it's giving people a testimony, letting them know your shortcomings. And this is just my thing. You don't have to tell people what you've done or been through, but I do share some mistakes I made. I share some of the things I've done wrong, and just as a way to let people know you're not alone. You're not the only one that made mistakes, and to let them know that hey, I've been through this, and you can overcome. Um, we all have sin in our life. There's some sin we've fell into. We all have. There's other sins we're strong against. You know, I go out in town. Feed your mind. Your device is not connected. I can't let you up. It says device is not connected. Something to do with your audio or camera. You don't have to or go cam up, but your avatar or something. It won't let me up till you fix that part on your end. Um, so I'm just letting you know I see you. I can't bring you up till that's fixed. So um anyway, God's child, yes, Brown. Okay. God's child, uh God's child, yes, Brown. How are you doing today? Hello, can you hear me? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Good, good. Um, I wanted to come on and I wanted to say that uh-oh, something's lagging.
What's wrong?
Something's lagging for some reason.
Oh, on your end with the video?
Yeah, not sure why.
It's probably a delay, but I can hear you
Oh,
just
okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
fine.
Um, oh, it's so delayed. Okay.
Yeah,
I
it
just
is good
wanted
for
to
you.
okay. I just wanted to say that I'm so glad you're talking about forgiveness. It's such a it really is, and I think it's hard for us human beings because you know um, I think that there are so many things in life that are based on misunderstandings, and um, that if we can somehow try to address things instead of ignoring them, then that might be a big part of our healing and our advancement in ships. Um, Not to say that there's never any legitimate hurt there, there really is. But a lot of times we misunderstand one another,
Mm-hmm.
and, and that when it's not dealt with or addressed respectfully and in kindness, um, that offense can go on, and the other person has no idea that they have hurt us. And I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of just assuming that someone meant to hurt me, and they had no idea that they hurt me. And
Mm-hmm.
months later, I found out, and I felt so bad that I missed all that time with them, and I was assuming that they, you know, they knew what they were doing, or that, you know. So I think that's another thing too. Not only do we need to forgive people, we have to humble ourselves and, go to others sometimes and ask them to forgive us for what we've done. And that's hard, especially when we feel or know that we didn't mean to hurt them,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but
No, you're making perfect sense. No, you are. Yes. No, what you're saying is true. Yeah. Yeah, and we do hurt each other, and sometimes we don't even know it. You're right. And
mhm,
sometimes um a lot of times there's confusion. We don't understand what so
mhm,
and I think what happened last night was so it was like mass confusion and a lot of hurt feelings to where
yeah,
and that's in life itself.
mhm, right,
Yeah, and it's some and like you said, yeah, talk it out so we understand each other instead of okay, you said this to me, thinking they meant this, and and then you go in on them, and then it's like you
yeah,
weren't really trying to hurt each other, but you just did it.
yes, yes. And I think also another way that we can, I think when the difference between someone who's genuinely trying to hurt, like the guy in the other video, that guy who said he was from Canada, it was
Yeah.
obvious that he was trying to hurt people.
Uh-huh.
That's different. When someone say people you've conversed with several times, that sort of thing, if you can look back to their track record and see that they have a consistency of being kind or not being malicious, I think sometimes that helps when we're trying to resolve issues and conflicts that come up.
Yeah. No, no,
If that makes any sense.
that
Like
makes
say with a husband or a wife, you know that this is a good person. You know they love you. You know that they aren't maliciously trying to hurt you. And so when a conflict does come up, you can draw from those qualities that you know about them. They love you. They support you. They're not trying to hurt you. And that
mhm.
can help to resolve the issue at hand.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why we need forgiveness every day because you're exactly right. Me and my wife, we've said hurtful things in the past, sure. But we know we love each other and we know it wasn't meant to be, but it
Mhm,
happened and we love each other more than our problems. We love each other more than our shortcomings. And that's how we need
mhm,
to look at things. And a lot of times you say hurtful things and not even understanding what that person was telling you. You took it the
Mhm.
wrong way, or yeah,
Yes, yes, it's so true.
yeah,
And like I said, I really think that half of our problems are misunderstandings. I really do. Because we all have different
I do too.
personality types as well. And so what means one thing to one person may come across completely different to the other person. And I believe most people are not out to hurt one another.
Yeah,
I really think that. No matter what your beliefs are, your religious beliefs, I'm a Christian. I believe in that Christ will save the world and whatnot. But I think most people on this earth are not out to hurt others.
yeah,
And
I,
I think we can remember that too, that can help.
yeah. I think so. I think in general, and and I think it is confusion. Yeah,
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
you're most exactly right. But yeah, that was good points you made, and it made total sense. Um, and what you said, we need to think about and do it. Understand each other. Because we walk in different shoes. We were raised different. We come from different neighborhoods. You might be the same racial group, but you
Mhm.
don't have the same experiences.
Oh, yeah.
And me looking outside in, I don't know what black women go through. I really don't. I
Mhm.
just go what you guys tell me and what my wife says, but really I don't know. So
Mhm.
there can be confusion that way also. And
Mhm.
black women from different parts of the country experience different things. So
Oh,
that
yeah.
that can be a barrier too where
Oh,
we don't
yeah.
understand each other. And yeah, that is very good points. Yes. And we need to keep that in mind. We look through things through a different lens. We all do.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll let
You
everybody else speak now.
uh, okay. Yeah. Very good though. Thanks for the insight, God's
Yeah.
child. Yes, Brown.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yolanda, good to
Hi,
see you.
Brent.
Hi, how are you
Good to see
doing?
you. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Oh, yes, most
And
definitely.
I just wanted to kind of reiterate the forgiveness point. I
Hmm.
think it is important because forgiveness, we really do it for ourselves,
Yeah.
not really for the other person. Because if we have unforgiveness, it tends to block um, us spiritually, emotionally, financially, and every other part of our lives. So we have to think about, yes, not to say that the person is right, okay? And we have to have discernment also, and we have to use wisdom. If we look at the Bible, King David was a good example. You know, Saul
Mhm.
wants, Saul felt that King David wanted to replace him, but it wasn't David who chose himself. It was God that chose
Yes.
David. And sometimes what David realized, David say, listen, David had the power to kill Saul. He said, I don't have the power. He said, but I refuse to kill him because I didn't make him king. He knew it was God that made him king. So he said, let God do the separation.
Yep.
Sometimes in relationships, God allows the separation. We have
Hmm.
to understand some things are seasonal. So we have to have the wisdom and the discernment. Sometimes the love from a distance. Sometimes. Now, even with family, it may be hard too. You spoke about family, but sometimes family, you may love, 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 forgive, forgive, forgive. But sometimes family may want to bring division in your home. And so you have to stand up and say, you know what? I may have to love a sister or brother from a distance because the confusion that they're causing is so harmful to my marriage or to my children or whatever, but you have to forgive them. You still have to
Hmm.
forgive them and so on. So we have to forgive. We have to forgive. I didn't watch the show last night. For some reason, I'm on the East Coast. I'm actually in the Bahamas.
Oh, in the
And
Bahamas. Is that where you're from?
yeah, yes.
Okay. Yeah,
And
you got an accent. Corey was asking, what island are you from? Uh,
the I'm from the Bahamas, and
it's nice.
you
So
know,
you got great weather down there.
yeah, we have great weather. 365 days besides when the hurricanes come.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Well, when the hurricanes come, it's not so pleasant, but when it's nice and sunny, it's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm on the East Coast, so when you guys come on, it's kind of late over here.
Oh, I'm
So, but
sorry.
I love the show all the time, and I say, sometimes if I just let it play and sometimes I fall asleep. But I was so tired last night. I missed the show. I really missed it. And I love to watch the show every evening that you come on. Even though it's a little late, I stay on and I just listen. Sometimes I don't even type anything, but I just love it.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it was a good show. It was. We had some bumps in the show, um, and but other than that, it wasn't bad. There was some hurtful things said, and I put it on what you call it unlisted. So if you have the link, you can watch it. I can give you the link. I didn't delete it. I have it just so subscribers can watch it. I didn't want to keep it on public because some of the hurtful things, people will try to use that and stir things up. But other than that, it was a pretty good show. It really was. We had a good
Well,
dialogue. Yeah, go ahead.
no, I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. I said, oh,
Yeah, yeah. But that's it. It just there were some hurtful things, and some people got very upset. But we're going to get through it. I mean, it happens.
yeah, hey, family members have falling out. Brothers and
Yeah,
sisters have. So if biological brothers and sisters can have can fall out, same mother, same father, that people on YouTube are gonna fall out, and it's okay.
oh yeah, most definitely. And it's easier for us to do it because we're not biological family. I say we're a family, but we're a YouTube family. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Okay, so you have a great day. I'm so happy I got to call in.
oh, I'm so happy you came up. Thanks for coming on. And thanks
Yeah,
for participating in the prayer meeting. I appreciate that. And thanks for listening to the shows and stuff. Um,
I will.
and I'll try to on my days off, I'll try to make them earlier shows so people on the East Coast can get a chance to see it. And then I gotta take in account people in the UK and Africa and there's some time differences too.
Yeah,
So
6 hours.
yeah, I try to work on the times that way I could get, all the followers to get a good sometimes I can't do that because I work so late. I get off late and it's even late where I'm at. So, but yeah, in the future, I'm going to try to make it more time adaptability, you might say. But
Okay, well, everybody, y'all have a great evening. I'm gonna go back in the chat and listen, and everyone have a great evening. Thanks for having me on.
thanks for coming on. It was
All right,
it was a pleasure having you on, Yolanda. Thank you so much.
bye bye.
All right, bye bye. Cammy, welcome.
Hi, Brent. Do
How's
you
it
hear me,
going?
Brent?
I can.
Okay, great. So, I did watch the live from yesterday. I wish I was there. You know what's important is that I don't want you to take it down. And the reason why I don't want you to take it down is because people need to really see the damage that Black men has caused. They really do. And by the way, the fastest growing group of single mothers is white and Hispanic women. And they're going to do the same thing to them. And the world needs to know the
Uh,
truth.
yeah. Um.
Um,
Yeah, I hear you. The thing that bothered me though is the ladies going in on each other.
well, this is
they're
what it is. This is what it is. You're going to always. The
yeah,
problem is that there's Black women that is going to always defend black men. They're going to always say it's not all of them. The
Mm.
statistics are showing a completely different story. It's majority of them that is destroying the community, and now they're about to destroy the country with what they're doing with other races of women as well. And the data does show that. Um, I don't know if you're aware of what's going on in the United Kingdom. They had to issue a national health crisis because so many black men left white women abandoned with biracial children.
Oh,
Um,
uh,
so there is a lot of things that's going on. I everything that I talk about here is backed by data. I want to make
yeah. Um,
Unfortunately, like I said, there's going to be black women that's going to sit there and act like this is not really happening, and what's going on is not going on, and that is why it got out of control. Sunshine is right. Let me tell you something.
hey,
These men create. I'm sorry to cut you off, Fred. Go ahead.
no. Your audio is choppy.
Oh, it is. Give me 1 second, because I'm on my
Yeah.
Bluetooth.
Yeah, I think that's what's doing because it's like you're talking underwater. So
Do you hear me now?
I hear you perfectly.
Great,
Yeah.
great.
Um, no, I hear what you're saying with the data and stuff. But I just wanted to keep it, within our safe space to where we're not at each other's throats over something we can't. And I think it's something we can't really control. And that's why when people open up their options and date out, they're going for the best option. And
Right.
that's not saying race specific, but the best option, period. Is this
I mean,
woman the best, this man the best? And that's subjective.
well, at the end of the day, um, in Ralph Richard Banks' books, it says
Uh-huh.
that we do better with non-black men, particularly white men, and
Uh-huh.
multiple studies have shown that.
Yeah.
So, you know what? This is so much more than me dating white men. This is so much more than me marrying a white man. This is so much more than that for me. Um, we're talking about the men that I get my wealth from. We're talking about the men that I have to call for protection. We're talking about the men that I'm benefiting off of their infrastructure. And when you're getting so little and you're dependent on a group of men, and your men have made it very clear on how they feel about you, and they've shown the whole world that, and you have to go to those men for everything that you need for your existence. And I don't understand, and that's another thing. So this is so much more for me than about interracial dating. This is about, this is about survival for me, because the men that I have to go to look like you for everything. And I don't think black women are seeing it the way they're supposed to see it. What black men are doing is they are destroying our race. That is what they're doing. And every time we need something, I have to go to a man like you. Every time black women get left with children, they have to go to a man like you. And then you have black women that sit up here and act like it's not reality.
Okay. Right.
And that's why things are going to get out of control. These black men can go out here, start a whole entire hate group against us. These murders that's happening to black women are linked to the manosphere and Kevin
Hey,
Samuels.
hey, Cammy, I get what you're saying. I just
Right,
want to keep it within
right.
the message because we're talking about God and stuff, and
I
I don't want to
know.
get wrapped up in race right now. I really don't. I know there's stats out there, and I know what you're saying. I just want to, just
Right.
stick to God's message. That's what I want
No
to do.
problem. I'm going to keep quiet. But thank you for listening, Brand. I just want to come over
Okay.
here that no matter what, I'm very brutal and harsh at times. My ways might not be the best ways, but I will always support your channel no matter what. We might not agree on everything, but I will always support your channel. No matter what. So I just want to put that out there. So you can go ahead with your scriptures. I'm definitely listening.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Yeah, I just don't want to get wrapped up in that. I want to just focus on how we can build our relationships on a rock and biblically. J10 dropped off. J10, you come back up, young lady. Feed my mind, not yeah. Welcome.
Hello.
Feed my mind, not your ego. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly fine. Can you hear me?
You're real low. I barely heard you. I don't know what's going on.
Can you
Yeah, I
hear
can
me
hear.
okay?
Yeah, I hear you good now. There you go.
Okay. Okay. I'm good. And yourself, Brent?
I'm okay. I'm doing all right.
Well, good. I just wanted to, I listen to your show because I believe it's heading in a good direction. It does help for people who are, skeptical, who are nervous, about dating outside their race, and it helps navigate that person so that, it's easier for them,
Yeah.
to have a successful relationship, with someone outside of the race. But one thing I do want to say is that I think it's imperative that we stop making it about race. I mean, we're all human beings at the end of the day. And it doesn't say
Yeah.
anywhere in the Bible that we all need to procreate within our own race. It doesn't say that anywhere in the Bible.
Yeah.
So I think it's imperative that we stop making it about race. People hurt people. That's just what it is. I mean, there's good and bad in every single race, every culture, whatever it is. There's good and bad everywhere. And for me, I like to view the world as it's only good and evil in the world, nothing in between.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
I
And
know, go ahead. I'm sorry. I
I don't
apologize.
know. I'm agreeing with what you're saying. Yeah, not make it about race, but we kind of have to make it about race to be able to date outside your race. A lot of times when I uplift black women, it's not to say, hey, they're better women. I'm just saying I got a better result. And I always say one is not better than the other. And what I do with that is saying, look, it's okay to be with somebody that don't look like you. It's okay to be with that person. And that's the way it should be. If you find true love, who cares what they look like? Seriously.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah. So I
right.
think that's what you're saying. And
No, I am. I concur with you.
yeah,
I think people just, they pursue your happiness. Who cares what other people think, what they have to say? Don't let people dictate, what you're supposed to be doing in life. You have to follow, your heart. And I'm not saying you in particular, Brent, but anybody out there who's just
mhm,
confused, like it's important to just live your life, live for you. Don't try to appease your family. Don't think about what other people are going to think, what they're going to say, if they're going to ostracize you. Who cares? Like, the only person that matters at the end of the day is God. That's it.
yeah,
God could have, he could have led that person to be in your life for, a particular season or whatever else, who knows? But we'll
yeah,
never know if we don't give it a try, if we don't take that chance.
yeah. So true. Thank you so much for that. That's a good insight. J10, how you doing, young lady? I see a picture of you in. Is that your puppy?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Hey, good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you too. Happy Mother's Day to you and Sandy.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, as soon as I get off, it's going to be all my wife and daughter and grandkids and yeah, uh, yeah. But it's good to have you on. And yeah, I sorry.
Well, I just wanted to say, because I need to go to the gym soon, but I just want to say, like, in regards to last night, I know you feel like guilty and hurt, but like I
Yeah,
was there that whole time, and I honestly don't think you did anything wrong. I think what took a wrong turn is I think sometimes people miss the point of your channel. It's not to put white men on a pedestal. It's just to
Yeah.
put, it's just to tell people to like not date down a narrow hallway, to open their options. So I think sometimes when people talk about their experiences with, you know, Black men, people think it's just bashing them and they think that's what the channel is about, but it's way more than that. And I think that's what kind of caused the whole stir in the chat, was that one person thought that's where it was going. And, you know, but what I'm trying to say is I don't really think you did anything wrong. Like, you did your part in providing positivity like you always did, and then you stopped it when it took a wrong turn. So I don't
Yeah.
really see where your guilt is coming in. I don't think, well, I mean, honestly, you're going to feel where you're going to feel, but I don't
Yeah.
think you did anything wrong at all, Brent.
I appreciate that. And yeah, that's my thing. I don't want to attack Black men. I don't. Um, Stats are stats, but here's the thing. I don't use that to uplift white men. I don't care who women date. I don't care if most Black women date Black men, which they do, or if they switch to Asian men one day, or I don't care, as long as they're happy, as long as you're getting the best option. That's my whole point. And my point is look, I tell people my life, like, hey, I've been blessed. It worked for me and my wife. It can work for you if you find the right person. And you know what? Instead of being in that pond within that group, open it up to the ocean. And you might find this guy that looks different than you, might really love you, and might want, be the one, and vice versa. That's my whole point. And yeah, I know where it comes to where, yeah, we're about bashing, and it's not. And I don't even say nothing about Black men. I really don't. It's mostly women that come in and share the experience. And I was just trying to make a safe place where they can vent, and we know it's their experience. We're not just going, hey, that group of men is garbage. We're not. No, no, no. Um, and that's where I think you're right. That's where it goes, takes a wrong turn, because people get to miss a wrong perception of what's really going on. What the
Yeah,
channel, yeah,
and I think bonding over experience is a good thing, because before this channel, I honestly didn't know that there were so many Black women who had been mistreated by Black men. So like when they say these things respectfully, like it's good to know that I'm not the only one who grew up facing these things. So I don't really see it as a bashing session. It's just a
yeah,
way for us to kind of let it out. And then there's people who come in the chat and be like, oh, well, don't say this about them. But we're really not just sitting there trashing them. We're just kind of, it's our common ground, and we kind of just want to talk about it. And that's all there is to it. It's not any deeper or worse than that. So some people just take it totally a wrong turn because of, I don't know why.
yeah. No, and I think you're right. And just put it in my shoes, guys. I got to play this PC, right? Because I'm a white guy. I got to put in the disclaimers. People say you shouldn't have to do that, but really I do. Okay. So look at it through my shoes. I got to kind of walk a fine line a bit. And my thing is go for the best option. And look at stats. There's nothing wrong with that. And what J10 said, that some of the experiences she has, other Black women do. And honestly, J10, I didn't think it was like that either. But hearing different women say almost the same thing, I'm like, wow, really, really? Maybe there's something there. Um, but yeah, we need, and I think if we could get to a place where we can accept people, their different outlook on it, and get the good stuff out of it, and not just go in on each other and get defensive. I think that would be, if somehow we can get to that point, I think that would be really good. Okay, but I appreciate your perspective. I really do, J10. You always have wise words when you come up here, and but
Yeah, I just felt bad that you felt really bad because I can feel your guilt. Like I can feel it through the screen. And I just want to, I mean, obviously your feelings are valid, but I just want to let you know that from my point of view, and I think other people, you did your part as you always did as a good host. So it just took a wrong turn, and it was just people in the chat and in the just people, not you. You know what I mean? It's just some of your viewers.
Yeah, and I think it started from the chat. One comment that spurred it out, and then, yeah, it was it was something else. But I mean, it's a learning experience. But I do look at it like, what could I have done to stop it or minimize it more than what it was? But I think we got back on track towards the end, and we had a good conversation. We really did. I felt that we were able to work through it. Um, for the most part, yeah, but there's still people that are hurt by it. And that I apologize if something I could have done. I maybe next time I could fix it better. I don't know. Probably not, but anyway, Tina Sunshine, welcome to the panel. Hello, Tina.
Hello, Brent. How are you? Hi, Brent.
Okay. Hi. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Okay, that's good.
I wanted to share something with you. As far as everybody that is hurting, being an empath, there are a lot of energy shifts that are happening right now on the planet, and it's
Uh huh.
causing a lot of people to wake up, and I mean spiritual awakening. Um, and they may not be aware that that's what they're going through. And so it's bringing up a lot of pain. And I can feel that pain on a regular basis, being a highly sensitive empath. So I can feel everybody's hurt here on the planet. And hurt people hurt other people. And the only way to get to those people sometimes is for you to you kind of strike a nerve with people sometimes, and
Mhm.
it brings it up, but it's not really your doing that causes it. They were already hurting before.
Mhm.
They just didn't deal with the hurt. You have to let go. There is a way to do that. It's you have a spirit team. You have to call in your angels, your guides, everybody. You call them in. You have to break energy cords. Because even if, let's say, you have someone that you had a falling out with, and you decided to end it, someone who had bad intentions, and you
Mhm.
ended it, but you didn't break those energy cords that connect you to that person, then you will continue to have that pain. It's
Mhm.
good to do what is called a ritual. You just write down, just pick out one thing that is hurting you. Write it down on a sheet of paper. Um, you say a prayer over it and you burn it. And believe me, that works. And that pain leaves. You will no longer have that pain anymore. It starts off with just one. It's taken me a year and a half to heal from a narcissistic relationship. So for someone who tells you that it only takes like a few months to heal, no, this is ongoing. This is something that has been on my heart for a long time. It's a testimonial. Um, and it's something that I had to go through in order to be able to tell everybody else what I went through. And it weighs heavy on your heart in the beginning, but it will get better. Um, and the things that you went through with the live and everything, I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to see it. But I'll catch it again. Maybe I'll take another look at it. But what it is that the people who come on the live may already have pain and may not even realize that it's there on the surface. Then they come on and it's just like it just wakes it up. It just kind of, it's like, I can't really explain it sometimes because different people have different kinds of pain. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's inner work, inner child pain. You have to go through what is called shadow work. Shadow work means you have to embrace the darkest side of you that you don't like. And that's what people need to do right now. That's what God is calling on people to do, is to work on yourself. Everyone is looking for answers in the external. All of your answers are found within you. All of the tools, your happiness, um, your joy, your peace, everything is found within you. No one else can make you happy. No one else can bring the peace. You bring the peace, and then that is going to be directed to the outside of you. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be taking up. I know everybody else probably
No.
has something to say, but this is something that it just needs to be said. And I believe that there are other empaths that God is going to be spiritually waking up to stand and to shine their light for all other lost souls who have lost their way on their path and they need direction. And the only way for you to direct is to go through the pain. And then you can teach the others how to do that and shine their light for other people to see. The pain is so deep. It really is. And I mean, there are some days where I'm crying half of the day, most of the day. It's an emotional thing. And I think another thing we forget too is there are a lot of people who have gone undiagnosed with mental health conditions. I am a bipolar, but I'm on medication and everything for it. But when you're bipolar, you have ups and downs and ins and outs, and it's just, you don't know. Sometimes you just blow up and you don't know why. So I've had to be able to control that with not just medication, but spirituality. Meditation is another thing. Please, y'all, do your meditation. I don't care if it's 5 minutes, but that will help when you woke up on the wrong side of the bed in the morning and your day may not be going right, or it's the end of the day and you've come into someone else's energy and they are just feeding, they're just taking your energy. There's energy vampires that drain you. And so, Brent, there are times when you are shutting down, from your live show and you are drained. It's because there are some people that are on your live feed and they are there draining you. And sometimes it's the trolls, they're energy vampires as well. They come in to just stir stuff up to drain you and to take your energy. And that's why those people go away with all your energy. They happy, they're excited, but you are drained. It's about protecting yourself. Everyone, please protect your energy. Call in Jesus to cover you with the white light. There are other things you can do. Raise your vibration. So this is something that has just weighed on my heart, and I've been keeping it in, but God has been telling me to share this with anyone that will listen. And so I just wanted to say that I love everybody unconditionally, and sometimes I have to remember to protect myself as an empath, because when you love someone unconditionally, that's when you get hurt the most. So that's what I
Yeah.
wanted to say. I just wanted to say, that I just love everybody, and it's just very important that y'all just really, it starts within yourself. Take care of yourself first. You can't give from an empty cup.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Yeah, it just yeah, the thing, it just felt the whole afterward or during it, it just, I had such a horrible feeling, like just like people in pain and just upset. And it's almost like you can feel it. Like then it's like you feel these emotions kind of like I'm angry and weird, and I don't even know what they're talking about. You know what I mean? I got an idea what they're
Mm-hmm.
talking about. I don't really know, but I can feel it. I don't know. That's kind of weird. Um, but I could feel the energy in the room last night. I I could feel the tension and the hurt and the anger and the back and forth. It was, I don't know. It's weird. Maybe I just absorbed that too much, and and I getting down in the dumps, and that's how I was this morning. Like, wow, we and really, it's something that we could have tapered off, and it wouldn't have been a big deal, but somehow it escalated. That's where I keep thinking about it. Like, how did it go that far? How did it? How come we didn't taper it off? Say, okay, that's that person that said it. That's them, and just move on. Why did everybody get wrapped up in it? And that's what I keep thinking about, and I don't know. Maybe there's a lot of hurt in the room, and it just opened it all up. And I think that's really what happened. I think there's a lot of people with hurt, and it just opened up those emotions, and it just uh, created a big bump instead of a little bump we could have ran over. Um,
Hey, Brent.
yes.
This is feed my mind, not my ego. I agree with Tina. There's a lot of people, and we don't know because nobody's going to come out and just say I'm hurt. There's a lot of people with
Yeah.
past trauma, from childhood, and it goes with them all the way through life up until the age that they are now. And they, when they're triggered, it takes them to a place of, anger because, people they have learned to, when they're hurt, they learn to transform that into anger instead of just saying I'm hurt. They get angry and they don't possess the skills to, you know, um, have a conversation about it. So they go into this angry place because that's their comfort zone. They're no longer vulnerable when they're angry.
Mm,
So,
wow.
it's easier for a lot of people to go that route instead of just, crying and letting it come out and healing themselves because, and again, a lot of people don't know how to heal themselves. And like Tina said, call upon God, meditate, ask
Yeah.
him to heal, because if we're all unhealed, how can we love unconditionally? So
Amen.
I agree with Tina there. There's just a lot of, and I'm thank you, Tina, for sharing that because a lot of people, they're embarrassed to talk about stuff like that. They don't
Yeah.
want to talk about if they have mental illness or, that they're hurting or whatever else. They just want to get angry, and that's not going to help anything. That's just going to, add to the problem. So thank you for
Yeah.
sharing that. And I can relate. I have similar, stories with yours. So thank you for sharing that. It helped me talk about it. And if this can help anybody, I hope, even if it's just one person, I hope it does. I really do.
Yeah.
Thank
Oh,
you
that's
so
well.
much.
You're welcome.
Could I just say
Thank
one
you for
thing,
that.
please?
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. Go ahead, Cami.
So what I wanted to say is that um, when you talk about people healing and all that other stuff, I feel that in order for people to heal, they have to be able to talk about the things that hurt them.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
when you're constantly being told that what you're saying is not true, it's like you're hurting them all over again.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and that's another thing too. Somebody will say their experience and somebody is telling them something different or telling them that they're not telling the truth. So it's
Yeah.
like you're hurting them all over again. And that's like, and then it's a lot deeper than that for Black women because, we're considered liars. So you know what I'm saying? Nobody believes us when something goes down. So that's where it also comes from as well, because we cannot ever talk about what's hurting us
Yeah.
because
No.
everybody's,
Yeah.
you know,
You. you're making a great point too, and this is how stuff spurs off. Like Cammy, you say, okay, this man hurt me, and then someone feels a certain way and checks you for it, and you're just telling your experience, and now we get in a frenzy. Like, wait a minute, is that what you're talking about? Because I've seen it go that way.
Because the girl that was talking about her experience, she says she's never dated black men, but she's seen how black men treat her family members.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like you know what I'm saying? And I felt like, like I said, I watched the live from last night, but like I said, if people are going to heal, you have to listen to what people are saying. And if this is what they've been through, you can't sit here and tell them that that's not what they've been through.
Yeah.
Especially when statistics are showing that is what they're going through as a collective. That's that's complete gaslighting and manipulation. That's being abusive.
Yeah, no,
it is.
Yeah, I get your point. Yeah, no, you're right. And I think that's what it spurred off of. And that's where I always make that disclaimer, not all, okay? But the individual that hurt them, let them talk about it. Men, look, we're men, okay? And one lady said on the panel how white men and her family are her family. Now, I could have said, hey, we're not all like that. Oh, my God. No, she's telling what happened. And give her the respect and love to talk about it, right? And that's what we need to do when it goes the other way. I don't know why we get caught up in as if they tackle one person on our group, we're all going to lose our mind. That's that individual or those individuals. And that's what I try to throw in there so we can let one of these ladies vent and tell their story without having to defend the man she's talking about, thinking it's the whole collective.
I mean, Bryn, I'm sorry to say this, but the data shows that it is the collective. That is what the data shows. It just is what it is. We cannot all be from single family homes. We make up a very small percentage of this country. And you're talking about the out of wedlock rate is 70 to 80%. And 80% of those fathers are not in the home. And this is not even just with us. It's actually 92%, and that includes white and Hispanic women, and it's the same situation. You can't sit here and say that because nothing is going right. The data is showing that it's the collective. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So when somebody is saying that we're bashing, Ralph Richard talks about this in his book. He did a 10-year study on this.
Yeah.
So, it's like, you know what I'm saying? So you can't sit. It's the majority. I'm not going to sit here. I'm a businesswoman. You understand what I'm saying? I go by what the data says to me. You understand what I'm saying? So if the data is telling me that the next area to be gentrified is going to be this, that, and the other, because I'm in real estate, that's where I'm going to go. If the income is this and that, and right, you can't sit there. The data is showing what we are talking about as a collective. And then, that's what it is. You cannot deny that. It's just is what it is. So like I said, if the healing starts when you say something, you can't, when you have to be able to talk about what you're saying with people saying, oh, that's not true, or it's not all of them. It's the collective of them. And the data is showing that it's collective. And they're doing it to other races of women as well. It just is what it is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there are stats don't lie, but yeah, but that's where where it took place, where everybody got in a frenzy, you might say, because some are telling their story and some are checking them for that, and yeah,
because there's going to always be black women. Unfortunately, they're black male worshipers. That's just what it is. You had black male worshipers on your live because that's what that was. That's black male worship. That's what you saw.
Okay. Yeah. No, I just, yeah. Anyway, other than that, the show was great last night. I thought it was pretty good. Besides that, take that bump out, and we wouldn't be talking about it. We'd be saying, "Hey, that was a great show," but unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. I thought it was mostly good, though. I don't think it was bad. Um, but a lot of hurt in the building creates a lot of conflict, and that's what happened. But
I think that when we heard, oh, I'm sorry, Brent. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
go ahead. Go ahead.
I think that it's normal and understandable that we're going to hurt one another and we ourselves are going to be hurt. And I don't think God asked us to turn our feelings off or anything like that. I think what we all have to learn is to respect one another in spite of the hurt and find some way to navigate through it while we are, while we're hurting. I mean, we're going to need to learn how to communicate in the midst of our conflict. And I think that's the big key right there. I think that's the first step to forgiveness is respect.
Yes.
We can respect one another in spite of the hurt and the pain and even the anger that we feel. That's a natural God-given emotion. We have to respect one another. And I think that in respect one another is the best way we can show that person that we love them or extend some kind of love to them, no matter what level of relationship we have with them, whether it's just a stranger or someone here in the group or our husband or wife or a friend or a family member. Respect is one of the best ways to extend love. And where that love is, forgiveness can flourish, really. So I think that's, I think sometimes we have to let people have their opinions and
Yeah.
respectfully say, okay, I disagree with that, but, I'm going to give you the chance to express how you feel as well. Because, when we don't allow people to have their opinions, we are communicating to them that they're not, and there's something wrong with them, or they're not important, or, you know, it's not about having to agree with everybody. That's not what it's about. And if we are
Mm-mm.
in this free world, then we're going to understand that different people have different views, different opinions. And, and it's okay to say, what, I think you're wrong, or you're wrong, but I respect you as a person, or we can agree to disagree. But when we're yelling and throwing insults or, asserting ourselves above someone else, checking them, so to speak, that's where it gets all messy and we can't really come to a nice, respectful middle ground.
Yeah. No,
I
I
mean, I
hear you.
know I'm not dropping any wisdom or anything like that. I think these are just practical things. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think sometimes, yeah, and I do feel that um, when people have strong views and they're rooted in hurt, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think that we haven't learned the skills that it takes to properly maneuver through that. And it does start with respect. It really does.
Yeah. No, it does. Yeah. Hey guys, I'm gonna have to close this down. We've been an hour and 45 minutes. Um, I enjoy you guys coming up on the panel, the prayer meeting today. And the message, build your relationship on the rock, and that applies to all of us. It makes sense, right? That solid foundation. That's why we vet while we date, or we should, to make sure we got a solid foundation. We're not just attracted to them, but we got a well-rounded person also. You know, that's the thing I wanted to get through. And ladies, I appreciate you coming on the panel. I do, and thank you for your perspective and your input. And I would say, you know what? When we have that safe space, sometimes opinions that some of the ladies have might hurt your feelings, but we got to look at it logically, and we got to look at it with love and respect, and realize that their experience might not be your experience. And, you know, we got to look at it logically and truthfully. What's really going on? And, you know, my message is always open up your options for the best option. Okay, this ain't a channel to uplift white men. It's not. You know, a lot of the women on the channel are married and date white men. That's great. But that's not my goal. My goal is to share my life story and let people know that there's other options out there. And for black women, you got a sea of options. Not just the black man, but you got a white man, you got Asian, Hispanic, different groups of men. I mean, just look at America just by itself. How many different groups of men are there? How many choices do you have? Seriously, these are millions. Think about it. And if only 1% like you, ladies, you still have a multitude of men. There's more men than there are of you ladies. Think about that. So the options are yours. The choice is yours. You know, but sometimes you got to get out of that comfort zone. And especially interracial relationships, we do got to get out of that comfort zone. And that's hard for a lot of people. But I don't promote one group to the other. I promote you having the best choice, the best option. And it's your life, it's your choice. And that's what it's about. Yeah, there's statistics. Some men are doing not so good, and some men are doing better. Some women, it goes, okay. I'm not going to get into that, but you could do your own research and find out the truth. But anyway, guys, thanks for coming on. God bless you and your families. And I hope each and every one of you have a good Mother's Day. And to all the mothers, big salute to you. You go above and beyond for your children, and you should be lifted up, not just today, but every day. Every day should be your day, ladies. And I'm going to give my mom a call. I need to call her, wish her a happy Mother's Day. And, you know, I just want to tell you guys, thank you so much for coming on. And I'll see you on the next live. I'm not going to do a live tonight. I think I'm YouTubed out for a little bit. Got to gain my thoughts and stuff and think about the next show when I get some time. But ladies, thank you so much. And gentlemen out there, thanks for watching the show. I hope everybody got something out of this. And, you know, I thank you for your love and support. I really do. I value that. And I'm blessed, you know, to be talking to you, to all you ladies and stuff. And on the panel, ladies, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless.
Yeah, God bless you. And thank you for your input. And I like getting a different aspect from different people. That's good. That's how we learn. But anyways, I'll see you ladies later, and also the men in the chat too. Thanks for coming on, and guys, you know, just think positive today. Enjoy your family. Enjoy Mother's Day. Make it that special day. Okay, and I'll see you on the next live. God bless you and your families. And I'll see you again probably midweek. I might do a video. My lives are usually during the weekend. I'll probably have a late night live in between. I got a different way of structuring it next time, but I'll work it out. And anyway, thank you for your support. Cammy, thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I had you on mute. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Thanks for coming on. I like your picture. Is that one
Oh,
of those?
thank you.
You know, my daughter has a bunch of those.
Oh, yes. It's the little girl. It's the little kid's brat doll. I love that picture too.
Oh yeah. You know what? I went and bought my granddaughter some Barbies, and we found some that had braided hair, afros, different Barbies. Now they have like different hairstyles that Black women have. It's
Oh,
pretty.
well, when I was growing up, they didn't have that, but yeah,
No, they
now I
didn't.
see that.
Yeah,
So, because
it's
I'm
pretty cool.
35, so
Yeah,
yep.
yeah, it's pretty neat. We're at the store. I showed my wife. She's like, "Wow, they got our hairstyles finally." I was like, "Yeah, they did." So, but anyway, thanks for coming on. Thanks for the
No
discussion.
problem. No
And
problem. All right.
all right, have a good day. And
You
everybody
too.
on the panel, thanks for coming in. And God bless you and your families. And I'll see you on the next live. Take care, everyone. God bless you. Happy
You
Mother's
too.
Day. All
Yes,
right.
everyone, happy Mother's Day.
Yeah. Make it a special day. All right. Okay. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. I'll see you on the next live or next video. Have a good day.